All right, friends, it's T-Man. We are back again with another video on Jason Blaha. Jesus. We're going to react to the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, Jason Blaha. The bumbucklad himself says, how to gain muscle quickly, no BS. This sounds like another one of those videos again, man. Jesus. It never ends with this guy. All right.
All right, guys. I'm going to do another one of these where possibly we could break the internet as far as fitness information goes, but I'm just going to spit it to you guys real. But if you guys would please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you would subscribe or follow me if you have not yet, and if you would be so kind as to drop a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate that. So let's talk about how to gain muscle quickly. This really is
let's talk about how to gain muscle quickly.
Way more simple than people make it out to be, and I'm not talking about becoming an elite lifter or anything else. Obviously, I coach a lot of national and world level lifters.
He does? Wow.
Years, but let's just talk about gaining muscle. All right, this has been excessively complicated. All right, everyone talks about stupid stuff like the best angle, the best exercise, getting, I get a lot of stuff, twisting your pinky this way. Just stop. How do we get big? Moderate amounts of volume, progressive overload.
Moderate amounts of volume and progressive overload. That's how we get big. Haven't seen anybody get big doing that yet. Okay.
Big. Moderate amounts of volume, progressive overload. Okay?
Well, maybe they got big bulking. They got fat. Yeah.
Handful of really big compound movements.
Okay.
Perform them correctly. And
perform them. Yes.
Fill in the gaps with isolation work. So let me explain what I mean, for example. Let's explain what we mean.
Fill in the gaps with isolation work. Interesting. Okay.
For example. And here's what I'm going to say. You probably need at least 5 sets a week per muscle group. Maybe as many as 10.
5 sets a week per muscle group. Okay, yeah, interesting.
And almost none of you need more than 10 sets for muscle groups per week to get bigger. And again,
how would he know that? Has he tried this? It definitely is not showing, that's for sure.
Muscle fast too, and I want to be clear, usually when we start exceeding...
You're going to gain muscle fast doing this? Very fast, yes, okay.
Yes, people go into junk volume, they don't train as hard. Yeah. If you train really hard...
They do a lot of junk, they go into junk volume, but they don't train really hard. So if you train really hard at failing, right, which you already failed, but if you just train harder at failing, you'll fail even harder, get it, than the last time. Oh, okay.
Most of you out there will probably make your fastest gains doing 5 to 10 sets per week per muscle group.
5 to 10 sets per week per muscle group. This is really sad.
Now, we could argue about whether you're going to do them once or twice a week. Point of debate, I'm going to say if you're not a complete novice, 3 times is overkill. So, other thing I'll say, don't train more than 4 days a week. For almost all of you, 3 to 4 days a week of really hard lifting is enough. If you want to get extra activity, do some cardio, go play some sports. If you're just trying to gain muscle, you're going to under-recover, you're going to gain less muscle. All right, let's be clear.
What if you don't eat anything and you just do this lifting? Will you build without eating? Anyways, none of this stuff that he says is going to work. Who cares, regardless?
So what do we mean by big movements followed by small movements? So let's say for your chest, you have selected the bench press or the weighted dip. Both great choices, right? I think we all agree, great choices.
The bench press and the weighted dip. Well, he's copying my channel so I talk about weighted dip and there's people doing weighted dips, yeah. All right, he wasn't doing that before on his channel. He just started doing recently because he's been watching my videos. He knows that our friend there, the Nacho Plan, is doing these heavy dips. And I've showed other people that talked about it on my channel, whatever.
All right, they do work the triceps some, they do work the front delt some. They're not going to maximize your...
Yeah, they do. They stretch out your chest, your delts, yes, your triceps. Even your biceps, yeah, your forearms too, kinda. Yeah, some parts of your back as well is being worked a little bit.
Higher shoulder development, they're not going to maximize your triceps. You know what? So if you want big triceps to go with it, do an extension, do a pullover, something like that. It could be a laying extension like you saw me do there. It could be a dumbbell pullover. It could be a rope press down.
Do an extension or a pullover. Interesting. Okay, yeah.
You're going to want to add a tricep movement. You don't need 3 or 4 tricep movements for most of you. Bench press or dips will cover your chest. Pullover or an extension will cover your triceps. You're done. All right?
You're done, eh?
Same thing. Rows, pull-ups, all that stuff will work your lats. It'll work most of your traps.
Rows and pull-ups, okay.
It'll work your rear delts. Will it be enough for your whole shoulder? No, absolutely not. So, but if you're doing chest pressing and you're doing pull-ups or rows, your rear delts are being worked. Your side delts are being worked a little. But mainly those are back exercises and chest exercises. You probably want to do an exercise for your shoulders. Do you need to get anything complicated? No. Pick lateral raises, pick upright rows, perform them correctly. Okay? See where we're going with all this? Same thing. Squats, deadlifts, lower body. If you need some other stuff, do some calf work. If your quads are being understimulated, do some extensions. Do some reverse hypers or hamstring curls. This is what we mean. But
in this moment, I am.
What we mean. But you don't need a massive exercise selection. As long as you have at least one exercise hitting each muscle every week, you're good. And when I mean hitting it, meaning you count the bench press or the dips as your pecs. It's not all the muscles. You don't count the pull-ups and the rows for your biceps. You probably need some type of curl. Okay, so on and so forth. Make sure you're doing something that hits every muscle. Done. Somewhere between 5 and 10 sets a week, depending upon your tolerance, your time. Train 3 to 4 days a week. All right, we got all this down? Your sets need to be very close to failure. Am I saying you need to go to failure? Not always, not necessarily. Don't train past failure. Don't do, I'm going to rest 3 seconds and have the spotter help me. Don't do rest pause. Stop.
Okay.
This leads to overtraining, leads to overuse.
Right.
Okay? Take your time. Once you've reached failure or close to failure, you need at least 3 minutes before you hit that muscle again.
Sure.
You don't just do a 20-second drop set. No. Rest at least 3 minutes. Focus on progressive overload. That's the other big trick. So do all this stuff, get stronger on all those movements, or add reps on all those movements, right? So let's say you don't
stronger at all those movements.
always have to add weight. Let's say you're doing
You don't always have to add weight. Okay, interesting too, huh?
6 reps on the bench press with whatever weight. You could either add weight when you can comfortably get your 6 reps, or you could add reps. You could say, okay, I'm going to increase the weight when I get to 10 reps. When you can do 3 sets of 10, I'm going to add 5 pounds. See how easy that works? Progressive overload. Add reps or add weight.
Progressive overload. If you progressively overload concentrically, man, and even if it's like full range of motion, it is going to, the way you're doing it is going to take you decades, which you could get lifting eccentrically, you could get within half a year to a couple of months, the same amount of gains, and even 10 times more eccentrically.
Consistently focus on progressing while maintaining good form on these movements.
Yeah.
All right? If you do these things and you get adequate rest and recovery, means let's not train 5-6 days a week. We don't need a 6-day push-pull legs.
Okay.
You can do a 4-day upper-lower. You can do a 3-day push-pull legs. These all work
4-day upper lower. 4-day upper lower. See?
just fine. They work just fine. Especially if you need the recovery, and most of you do. All right.
Does Blaha know what builds muscle and how that muscle is built and what causes it and what happens when your body does? What does it have to go through to build these muscles? Does he even know? No, he doesn't. He just says build muscle, but then he says lift these weights. How do weights build muscles? I don't know of any weight that builds a muscle. I don't have no clue what he's talking about.
So that you're sleeping at least 8 hours a night. What about nutrition? Right? I know
Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Weights don't build muscles. What good is all that nutrition? I see people wasting money eating so much. They're just burning calories. Why are you going to the gym? Oh, I'm burning calories. Why are you really going there? Well, I'm building muscle, burning calories. Okay, you're building muscle, building calories, getting stronger. I'm getting strong. Why are you going to the gym? Because I'm going there to get strong. You're going to the gym to get strong. What's the matter with you right now? Nothing. So why the fuck are you going to the gym? Well, because the influencer said that I'm weak and I need to go to the gym and lift a heavy weight. Oh, really? They told me I have to go there 5 days a week, at least 5 days a week, and lift a heavy weight. Oh, okay. And I'm gonna get strong. You're gonna get strong lifting a heavy weight 5 days a week? Yeah, I'm gonna get strong. If I go to the gym and I lift 5 days a week, I'm gonna get strong. Oh, okay.
Just tell guys you don't need more than 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. That is what the data shows.
The data shows you don't need more than 1.6 grams. Yeah, I mean, if your body's doesn't have anything to build, why would you need 1 point something, whatever kilograms of whatever, I don't know, protein or whatever the fuck he's talking about? Why would you need any of that? See what I mean? Here's another thing. If you're not working a physically demanding job, why would you eat carbs? You know they will destroy you over time. But why would you eat carbs? Because you're going to work, right? You need that energy, you need that power, whatever. You need that high beyond those drugs, man. That stuff is really based on addiction. Everything Blaha does is based on addiction. He's addicted to accelerated aging and destroying himself lifting these crazy weights and not building muscle. He's not building muscle. See what I mean? He's addicted to these weird things. Not building muscle, pretending you're building muscle, lift a heavy weight, performing. It's really odd. I don't know. It's just really strange.
But if you want to get a gram per pound of body weight, there's nothing wrong. It's a nice round number. So what does that mean? So if you want,
for what though? What purpose? Oh, to build muscle. I forgot. Right? Yeah. Just eat that powder or whatever that protein per gram or whatever. It's gonna magically build. Yeah.
170 pounds, you need to get 170 grams of protein every day.
So if you weigh 170 pounds, you need 170 grams of protein a day. You don't. You don't need to eat a lot every day. You could literally eat like, I don't know, 4 or 5 eggs, and that could last you the entire day. You wouldn't even feel hungry. You wouldn't even eat anything. Maybe you just have a glass of milk later on during the day, and then you go to sleep. You wouldn't be starving. You wouldn't feel bad. Especially if you're not working, like you're not expelling energy, because work steals your energy and lifting these weights steal your energy. So if you're not lifting or doing anything during that period, you shouldn't be eating that much, really. You're not really building muscle. So what's the point of eating all those carbs? See what I mean? Doesn't make sense. It's like Blaha. He's eating carbs still. He's eating some kind of carbs, weird food. He eats weird food. And he lifts these weights and he says, I'm trying to get an aesthetic look. So if you try to get an aesthetic look, why would you eat food that destroys your aesthetic look? Carbohydrates, tofu, carbohydrates, whatever, potatoes, and, well, not potatoes as much. You're trying to build your body. The rice, the arsenic, the peanuts, whatever the fuck he's doing there with cyanide and shit, and all that other stuff, the fruits and vegetables with the oxalates in there. Think about it. All these toxins, oxalates, arsenic, the cyanide. How's that helping you build this aesthetic physique? That doesn't make any sense. Now, I understand meat, providing it's a healthy animal, meat and seafood can help you build a very nice looking physique, yes. But the other food, that energy shit, that's counterintuitive to what you're trying to do. It's actually it's holding you back from building an aesthetic physique. Yeah, you are what you eat, and it will make you, and it will reflect. You'll look like that bad, and that's Blaha.
That's it. Other stuff. If you want to gain muscle quickly, your diet needs to be biased towards carbohydrates. Healthy fats.
See, listen to him. You need to be carbohydrates, but you're not building muscle. You're just burning calories. That's a bad thing to do that. See what I mean? You want to eat, and you don't want to eat carbs. At least, well, if you have to, like I said, complex carbohydrates, and you want to be very specific. Potatoes are probably your best bet. Rice has arsenic in it. You don't need that. It's going to destroy your physique, okay?
Good. What does healthy fats mean? Monounsaturated, polyunsaturated.
Healthy animal fats, yes, a lot of it. And collagen is good too. Buy some bones, boil them down, make collagen soups. They help a lot.
If you need to add some fat to your diet, you don't do it by adding a bunch of whole milk and saturated fat. Not necessarily the best approach. Throw some natural peanut butter in, throw some avocados. A nice health.
Don't eat any peanut butter, no avocados. But if you have to, a couple of pieces of avocado won't kill you. But like I said, you are what you eat, and it will reflect on your body with the time. You'll look really bad doing carbs and shit. Believe me.
Fat with some fiber. Carbs need to be primary. Focus on carbs, then protein. Get at least your 1 gram per pound of body weight. Fill in the rest with carbs. If you're struggling to eat enough, add some healthy fats in. From Whole Foods, right?
Yes,
you
of
don't
course.
need to bulk. Unless you already
Whole Foods, you don't need to bulk. Okay, yes, Blaha.
have a 6.
Is he posing again? Bombaclad. Look at the Bombaclad himself. He's posing again here. Sexy pose, broski.
Pack.
Whoa, look at that.
You may not need to gain weight at all. Your muscle growth is already factored into your maintenance calories. So if you stay at 170 pounds at around, 2,800 calories, you probably don't need 3,000.
Okay.
Now, if you do decide to bulk, don't gain more than a pound a month. So let's say you weigh 170, that means end of the year, be 180, right?
Yeah.
Go from 170 to 180 over the course of a year.
So bulking builds muscle. I guess it has nothing to do with weights. Okay, I got it.
Will 100% maximize your growth. If you're not lean, you don't need to gain weight at all. Like where I'm at right now,
So you don't need to gain muscle, you need to gain weight. Okay.
I'm not lean enough to justify a bulk. So to give you guys, put it in context.
I'm not lean enough to justify a bulk. So I'm not lean enough so I can get fat enough. So he wants to get lean so then he can get fat again. What the bleep? He's weird.
Context for you, I have no business gaining weight where I'm at here. If I want to gain muscle, I have enough body fat. I can make pure lean gains at the same body weight.
Okay.
Keep that in mind, guys.
Sure you can.
There's your solution. Done. Everything you need to know for most of you.
There's your solution done by the Bati boy himself, Blaha. The Bati boy himself says so. Thank God that was over, man. That's just ridiculous, these curls with 10 pounds. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Told you think about that, like, subscribe, support the channel. Yeah, Bomba Club Blaha.